Hi and welcome everyone to another video about PromptIn. Let me show you the part how you can use step-by-step workflows to automate your daily tasks. So let me start from the beginning. Go inside the Chrome Web Store. If you haven't downloaded yet, go to enter PromptIn and download it and make sure to pin it. And then we go inside of ChatGPT. Let me reload it. And then we start from the beginning. Let's say, hello, this is our first task. Just something very basic. And then what we're going to do is save it, of course. Let me say workflow 1. We don't add the description. There's no type, no tags necessary. And this is our prompt. And yeah, we just add like this. And what we're going to do now is we're going to the full screen. Now we see the workflow 1. So what we can do is we go inside of tools, we click inside of workflows, and then we can specify a new workflow. So let me say, for example, test workflow, the description, test 1. Uh, the model doesn't matter for now, so you can just select ChatGPT. This also doesn't matter for now. And we have added a static prompt without the variable. Otherwise, we wouldn't see when we select a prompt um, the parameters, the variables that we can change and modify. So let me select static. Then we click on workflow 1. We see our prompt here. And then let's create the workflow. So here you have test workflow with 1 step. And now what we can do is we refresh the page and then we click on backslash. We go down, by the way, you can also use your mouse if you want. Go into the workflows, test workflow, click on here, and then you can here see your prompt that you have specified for the workflow. And the special thing, you can also add repetition. So let me repeat like 3 times. You can also delete your repetitions, but let me just do it for 3 times for demonstration purposes. And let's execute the workflow. So you see he will do this 3 times. And now you see he did it 3 times. So it doesn't look stunning for now, but let me show you something different. We have seen when we specified the workflow, let me edit it here, that you had the possibility between a static and a dynamic prompt. What is the difference? A static prompt has no variables that you can modify, add some different values, and a dynamic prompt is actually a prompt which has a variable. Let me show you very quickly how I mean it. So I save for now this prompt. I will say, for example, workflow 2. And then instead of here just creating it, I insert a variable. So this would be our variable. I don't know, let's say test type. We click on next and we click here on save. So now we have here, by the way, you can also see it in the pop-up workflow 2, and you can see it will recognize it. It has a variable, and the variable is the test type. So let me go to the overall page, edit, and then you can add a different one or you can delete the step. So let me remove this step, or let's just use a static one and a dynamic one so you can see the difference. So when I click here on workflow or step 2, for example, then I can select now the workflow 2 because we have now created a prompt with a variable, otherwise it wouldn't show any prompt. And then you can see here our prompt with the variable, and here was our static prompt. So we save this one. We have no AI model for now. Just specify some random one, it doesn't matter. And boom, we have 2 steps. So now the cool thing is that when we click on backslash, we select workflows, test workflows, which is our example, you will see the following now. We have the workflow with the first execution, with our um, first uh, workflow, and the second workflow, which contains a variable. And here you see an input. So now you can imagine what you can do now. Let's say, for example, this is uh, this is a test. You can see live how the prompt would look like when it gets replaced with the variable. And now the cool thing is you can add now the 3 repetitions, and we can do here uh, memorize me this test, or um, uh, please tell me more about it with a few examples. And this is, by the way, also responsive, so you can also add a ton of repetitions. You can move around very easily, so it will make your workflow much faster. So you see here test 1, step 2, and all of the other execution steps we've made, and here the values. Now if I click on execute workflow, you will see, okay, our first task, this is a test. This is our first task, normal, memorize me this test. Now it will memorize something first, and then with a few examples, it will give us a few examples based on a specific test we wanted to create. So now it has done the workflow. As you can see, it has used the variables, and yeah, that's how you can use the workflows um, functionality with the tabs. You can also edit it. You can also copy your workflows if you just want to adjust something specifically from your workflows. You export it or delete it, do whatever you want. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. You got a closer look about how to use the workflows. Again, you have always to type in here the backslash. What you can also do is you can click on here and it will also show you this. And yeah, it will just shows me now the copy part, and it's very easily. So have fun, enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.